Hey, you're hanging out in the Link Up Lounge. I'm Tiffany Mason.
And I'm Donna Ruppel. Around here, we believe success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you link up with. This is your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities.
Donna, it blows my mind that the two of us have over 30 years of combined networking experience.
I know! We've built businesses, expanded networks, and created unstoppable momentum, all through the power of strategic connections.
AKA networking. And now we're here to guide you to do the same, starting today.
So let's dive in, connect, and start making moves you didn't even know were possible. Welcome back to the Link Up Lounge. I'm Donna Ruppel, your Nocatee real estate expert, and I'm here with my co-host, Tiffany Mason of Virtually You, the boutique podcast management agency.
This is your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities. And today we're talking about a question almost every business owner asks at some point. Where should I be investing my time and money to actually grow my business?
So you're probably wondering, should you be running ads, posting on social media every day, starting a podcast, or should you spend more time networking?
The truth is there isn't one magic marketing strategy. Every one of those tools serve a different purpose, and the businesses that grow consistently understand how they work together instead of trying to pick a winner.
So today we're breaking down what each one does well, where it falls short, and why relationships still play the biggest role in long-term business growth.
Okay, so I think we should start with advertising. Social media ads, Google ads, ads in magazines, ads in, I was going to say newspapers. Do people still do ads in newspapers, Donna?
I think there are no newspapers still. They must have ads.
Okay, regardless. Okay, ads are fantastic when you need quick visibility. Like if you're launching a product or you're promoting an event, trying to reach people that have never heard of you, advertising can absolutely help in those instances.
But here's something people sometimes forget. Advertising rents attention. The moment you stop paying for those ads, the visibility usually slows down. That doesn't mean advertising isn't valuable. It absolutely is for the right reasons and the right occasions, but it works best as a part of a bigger strategy.
Well, and I think all of these work better as a bigger part of the strategy, right? So in fact, Nielsen's marketing research shows that advertising is more important for building awareness, but businesses that focus only on short-term sales without investing in long-term brand building can actually limit future growth. So we see these ads and it's like a quick act, quick take advantage of the product or the service. That's what they're talking about, opposed to, you may be flipping through the monthly flyer and you see it, but you're not retaining, right? It's not, right. There's no repetition, no consistency, no trust that's built, no nothing really. It's just a quick, I do need my carpets clean. Let me call this number and see what their estimate is,
right.
kind of thing.
Right. Or I was going to say, in those money mailers we get in the mail, you'll see pizza coupons.
You open yours?
Well, sometimes, but like maybe once every 6 months, I'll open it and see what's in there. But sometimes you'll see pizza coupons, right? And I'll be like, "Ooh, this is a good deal. We'll order pizza tonight." Or what? I don't even know what company it was or anything. It's like if there's a good pizza deal in there, I'll just order it. But yeah, it isn't also building that brand loyalty or anything. It's really just about a quick hit. Yeah.
No. And in fact, what I thought you were meaning was you see it for let's say it's Papa John's Pizza, but since you're not paying attention to the brand or anything, and you're just thinking, we'll order pizza later tonight. Let's say your favorite place is 5-Star Pizza. So you order from 5-Star Pizza, but really it was Papa John's that had the ad in there. So that could happen too, where it just gives you an idea I need my carpets clean. Let me reach out to my person who normally does that.
Right.
But the person who put the ad in actually didn't even get the business. So, okay. So ads are great, like we're saying, for this quick hit, for this quick promotion event, whatever kind of thing. Let's talk about social media.
Yeah. So social media is where people start getting to know you. And that is kind of, as a business owner, the toughest part of social media, right? Because this is where you're supposed to be personally involved in building that social media presence right? So that people can start to get to know you. That's where they see your personality, your expertise, your behind the scenes moments, your client wins, your consistency, all these things. And it's exhausting as a business owner to keep up with that social media sort of demand, but that's where social media can really help your business if you invest the time, energy, effort to make your social media a place where people can get to know you.
Right. So we have the print ad that's kind of like, extra, extra, read all about it. We have our social media where we are staying consistent. People are like, oh, yeah, I'm seeing, everything that you're posting all the time. We're staying top of mind. The familiarity is being grown because people generally do business with people that they recognize and remember, right? But here's the challenge with social media. You do not own your social media audience. And the algorithms change.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I used to be all about some Facebook. And I'll tell you now, I'm definitely 50-50 Instagram, Facebook. Whereas before, I never used Instagram. And a little piece of me wants to dip my toe in the TikTok world. Okay. So I'm thinking about it, exploring. I haven't gotten there yet, guys. It's a big decision. But either the platforms themselves can change or the users can change which platforms they are going on. So what works today might not work 6 months from now. And that's, again, why we need to keep this multifaceted marketing kind of plan and keeping real connections.
Yeah, that's why social media should definitely support your business, but not become your entire business strategy because of all those things you said with not owning the audience and the algorithms changing and the platforms change. And, I know back when my daughter was trying to get a scholarship to play basketball in college, you had to be on Twitter or X. That was where all the coaches reached out. That was where all the conversations were had. That was where everything is. And it's so funny because, once she got into college and, was playing her game and doing her thing, I am kind of like, why am I still on Twitter? Like, why am I still on this? Because all that I see on my feed is not anything I'm interested in. So I literally was just having that conversation yesterday with my husband about why am I still on this platform when I don't use it for business and it's not relevant to anything I'm doing anymore? So the platforms, I think, are specific to your industry too. Like some industries really need to be on Pinterest, right? Like I think the interior design world, they can really benefit from Pinterest and like some other businesses, of course, but in my world, that's what comes up. So platforms change. Think about the platform that's best for your business, but this cannot be your entire business strategy.
I agree. I do want to put a little PS side note. I think it's beneficial to go on to all the platforms and grab your handle, though. So somebody else cannot, like me, I have all the virtual U's. So sorry, if you were going to go do virtual U on one of the platforms, you got to talk to me because I have it. Okay. Anyway, so I think that is important as part of your marketing strategy so somebody else can't undermine you. But Donna,
that's a good point.
Let's talk about my favorite topic, which is podcasting, of course. A social media post might get someone's attention for, let's say, 15 seconds. But a podcast, like all of you guys are listening to, you guys are giving us 20 to 30 minutes of your time. And you have a totally different relationship with Donna and I. Like you're choosing each time you get in your car, go for a walk, go for a run, whatever you're doing while you're listening to us. Maybe you have it on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe you do. But you are choosing to come and listen to us. And I can't say it enough about podcasting. You're listening to listen. You are not listening to reply. And that is just a huge game changer. You know that for the next 20 or 30 minutes, you're going to listen to what Donna and I have to say about networking. You're going to try to, glean some nuggets that you're going to implement into your next networking situation. And you value what we have to say. So you choose us. When someone chooses your podcast, they intentionally have sought you out and intentionally trust you and want to hear what you have to say.
Yes. Listeners hear your personality. They hear your experience. They hear how you think. And by the time someone reaches out after listening to a podcast, they often feel like they already know the person who is presenting. Like that is the kind of relationship building a podcast can give you. Okay, so now let's talk about what ties everything together. guess what? It's networking. Yay. Okay. Because
who would have guessed?
Right? Networking isn't just another marketing channel. It's relationship marketing.
And I'm going to say it again. People don't remember what you said, what you did, but they remember the way you made them feel. And they remember, maybe what you said or did on your social media. They remember how you made them feel on the podcast. But in person, we get to tie all that together. They get to see all the dots connect. They go, okay, in person, this person is the same as they are on social media. In person, this person is saying the same thing that they said on the podcast. I mean, if you think about it, you see somebody's ad, you can follow on social media, you can listen to their podcast, but when someone you already know says, oh, you got to meet Donna or you got to meet Tiffany, I mean, that recommendation carries a completely different level of trust once you have met in person.
Absolutely. I will say, thinking about somebody that we both know, they run a med spa. She is the funniest person I know.
Funniest.
Just naturally funny. Just funny without even trying to be funny, and so much fun to just be around.
Yes.
And you watch her on social media and she's funny. Sure. Her reels are great. I find them funny. Okay. But that is like a tiny fraction of how fun she is in person. And like, I think about if they did a podcast, how freaking funny that would be. Just harnessing both of their personalities in that podcast would be hysterical. Yes, I think that the recommendation of you need to meet a person like, oh, I want to introduce you to so-and-so. She's, a great esthetician, but she's also funny, like hysterical. You'd love her. I'd be like, oh, I want to meet her. Whether I wanted her business or not, I like funny people. So I'd be like, oh, I want to meet her.
Me too.
Coming with a recommendation is a completely different level of trust. And research actually consistently shows that around 92% of customers trust recommendations from people they know over traditional advertising. So think about it. When you're getting ready to go buy something, do you just like randomly, I would say look in the yellow pages, but we don't have that anymore. Do you randomly like Google things? No. You typically are going to ask people your circle of influence, hey, do you have a guy that does screen repair or a guy that you trust with handyman stuff? In my case, I might, if I ask my circle of influence and nobody really has somebody that they're like ready to stand by and give, I would go to Facebook and I would ask a neighborhood group like, hey, does anybody know anybody? I recently did it because we were going to buy a new car. So I was like, does anybody know anybody at a Hyundai dealership around here? So 92% of customers, that's literally almost all of them. Okay. And referred customers don't just buy, they tend to stay longer and have a higher lifetime value to your business than customers who come through other marketing channels. Think about that. Like they're going to stick with your business and they're going to stay longer. They're probably going to refer you to more people than other customers that maybe you got through other marketing channels like ads or social media.
92%. The person that you were talking about who's super funny, she is super funny and she comes across super funny on her social media. But if I'm looking for an esthetician, I don't only want funny, right? When you meet her in person, you realize the knowledge that she has. So she may start the conversation being kind of funny and then you're like, I don't know, like this side of my face is dark and this side of my face is not. What's up? And she will go into it and just explode knowledge all over you and really prove why you would want to go to her. Yes, she's funny, but she definitely knows what she's talking about. So that's the other thing is that you may say, okay, this is a person I want to have a conversation with. I want to talk to her, maybe, just tell her how funny her reels have been. I appreciate her content. But then after, 3 minutes with her, you realize, okay, she is the real deal. She knows what she's talking about. So that's also another reason why that in-person interaction, the networking is so important. And networking is not going to be replacing your marketing. It strengthens every other piece of it. It kind of like backs it up. It's the kickstand. It's what's supporting everything. The backbone to it is your networking.
Yes. And so if you're wondering where to invest, here's kind of how we look at it. Advertising gets attention.
Social media builds awareness.
Podcasting builds authority.
Networking builds trust.
And trust is usually what turns visibility into actual business.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed by trying to do everything, take a deep breath. Here we go, people. In 3 and out. You don't have to master every marketing channel overnight.
Choose 1 or 2 areas where you can be consistent, because no matter what it is, consistency matters, right? So choose 1 or 2 areas where you feel you can commit to being consistent. Then let your relationships amplify everything else you're already doing. Consistency always beats trying to be everywhere all at once.
And if I can add, I have a client who talks about, we have all these things that we want to do. And so we've given you, 3 or 4 things to think about. And we're telling you don't have to master them all. The reality is we don't have capacity to master them all.
Right.
So choose 1 or 2 things and focus on that and give yourself a break on the rest of it. Just focus on 1 or 2 things for a quarter. Once you feel like you've done that well, now you can move on to the next thing. And if you don't feel like you've done it well, keep working on that one thing. Graduate once you feel like you've mastered the one task. We have so much going on. We are trying to wear all the hats. We are trying to take care of our family and ourselves and eat right and get enough water and all the sleep and all the things. Give yourself a break.
Yeah. Well, and I will say that coming from somebody that is extremely frugal when it comes to investing in a business, I understand that it costs money to make money. I get that. And there are business expenses that are hands down something you got to do because they are so valuable to what your business brings in. But if you are somebody who is not already paying for advertising, I would say that might be the last thing I add into this mix, because social media is free, right? A podcast is not necessarily free. However, the amount of connection, the amount of authority you can portray, and the amount of relationship building trust you get from a podcast is well worth the cost of a podcast.
Can I just tell you really quick, if you can figure out how to do some of the AI editing and you have a podcast host, your podcast host is like under $20 a month, you guys. And then if you can figure out how to do the editing, or if you have a budget to hire someone like myself to help you out, that's the only cost, you guys.
Yeah.
Just open your laptop, start recording, and get stuff published. And then as you grow, you can, invest in maybe an editor or some of the other things to make it sound that much better. But just so you know, it doesn't have to be expensive to start a podcast.
And same thing sort of with networking. Like, yes, usually there are expenses to networking, but if you look around, you will see that a lot of networking is extremely affordable. You can go to an event for $20. A lot of events are free too. Or, you can join a group that's a reasonable cost and build your relationships.
Bond and Beyond.
Yeah.
Low monthly fee.
We do have a super reasonable fee, and that's because we designed it that way. It's not like it's a moneymaker for us. It's really about connecting people and conversations and community, and so we wanted it to be affordable. If I were a frugal person, which I am, I would think strongly about where my money goes, right? And my money would definitely go to networking, because I see a lot of value in networking. In my real estate business, every single client I have gotten has come from networking. Every single one of them. In some way or another, it has come from networking. And so I obviously really believe in that. But then, social media is free and podcasting is low cost. Ads, I would challenge you, how many clients, customers, and relationships are you really getting from the ads you're paying for? Because I know a lot of people that spend thousands of dollars on social media advertising. And whenever I ask them, like, do you see a lot of return for that? I see a lot of hesitation, and they're kind of like, well, and in my mind, either you haven't tracked the numbers, which is crazy if you're spending that amount of money, you need to track those numbers, or B, you're not really getting a lot of return and you haven't really thought about it. You just keep dumping the money down the hole. So if you are paying for advertising, then I would strongly encourage you to track any business you get from it to see if it's paying for itself. But that would be the last place I would put my money in this current world in which we live, with all the technology we have and all the other tools we have. Okay, it's time to flip the switch on your networking mode on challenge. This week, take one piece of content you've already created. Maybe it's a social media post or a podcast episode. Maybe it's even an upcoming event. Instead of simply posting it online, personally send it to 3 people who would genuinely benefit from it. Start a conversation. Don't just throw up another post. Networking mode on.
If today's conversation gave you a new perspective on growing your business, we'd love for you to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with another business owner who's trying to decide where to invest their marketing time. And if you're looking for a place to build meaningful business relationships, we'd love to connect with you through Bond and Beyond. Visit www.bondandbeyondnetwork.com to learn more about our chapter and upcoming networking events. Let's keep building those powerful links together.
You've been hanging out in the Link Up Lounge, your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities.
Now it's your turn. Go make a powerful link today.
Networking mode on.